I'd love to hear any successes that you're having so far with 2B, with anything within your challenge groups. Like, let's just light it up. Let's hear a couple good moments of what's happening with your challenge groups and your challengers and your customers and your coaches. Go. Oh, man, I build it up.
My discount coaches are having success with 2B Mindset and messaging me going, I know so many people who could benefit from this program. So those that have been kind of quiet for a few months are now they're finding something that they feel comfortable reaching out to people and helping them with.
Awesome. So do you have a plan for your next group?
We have, I co-host with one of my diamonds. So we have kind of more of an ongoing challenge group. So we just add them as they go. But now I've let my discount coaches know that this is open to the whole team. So if they have people and they're not ready to do a challenge group, they can plug right into the group that we're doing.
Cool. Okay. I love it. What else?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I have struggled since I started with challenge group structure. I've tried, and I'm sure that everyone's kind of gone through this a little bit as far as trial and error. How we run our challenge groups. Do you stick to one program or do you do a bunch of programs? And I've personally finally found something that works really well for me and what my strengths are in. And I don't remember if I've already shared this in here or not, but we decided, I brainstormed with all of my leaders in my team, and going forward, we picked a health topic to talk about through the rest of the year. We picked one for every month, and we're doing boot camps every month. And we were kind of inspired by Jade. Like Jade's kind of like really inspired our team. So I don't see her on here today, but and we are gonna have like an open enrollment time where new people can come in and join for the next boot camp month. But our kind of focus or structure is going to be recruiting people to come in who want to learn more. Like I'm doing a clean eating 101 theme this month, and next month's going to be about digestive wellness, and the next month's going to be about hormonal balance, and the next month's going to be about stress and relaxation techniques. And because this comes naturally for me because I've studied it for so long, now I'm able to teach my coaches about these things that I have had in my tool belt, but I didn't know how to integrate with Beachbody, if that makes sense. And so it's really helping me to empower my coaches, but also to kind of approach this from a whole nother angle, if that makes sense, while providing structures for the plan of action through the rest of 2018. So that's been working really well.
For sure. I love that. Especially using your what you're really great at, your strength, and being able to teach others. I say run with it. That's really, really great. You spoke of Jade and all of a sudden Jade shows up. So that's cool. No, I love you for saying that. Thank you so much. And Jade, you missed it, but Jess was just saying how much you have inspired her team, which is kind of cool. And then you jumped on. So awesome. I love that. Anybody else want to share any good news as far as within challenge groups, with your coaches, 2B Mindset? Because we'll go to Lift 4, don't you worry. But what about 2B? Anything? I think this is the thing just to remember is yes, this is a program that just got launched, but this is a program that will pair for every single program for here to come. Okay. So don't ever lose the excitement, the momentum with this, because now you're a one-stop shop and you can literally ask, and I'm sure I probably have said this on this call, you can literally ask your customers and your coaches, okay, are we looking for nutrition, like to become very sound with your nutrition, or are you wanting to do, a very structured nutrition plan with a workout program? And now you can literally, you don't have to pigeonhole them. You can allow them to decide. And of course they're going to try both eventually, but you have something to lead with. So Ash, I wanted to ask you, because I saw you just popped on, any successes with your 2B, with your group, and with you? Because last time, you have been doing so well with it. So do you mind sharing?
No, not at all. So our team's like crushing it, super excited. So I have multiple coaches who are at 15 pounds. Wow. And our challenge group, we've got over 100 in there now. So, and I'm at 13. So far. So awesome. It's like life. Like we are like loving it on my team. So we had a lot of hype built up in our team because of all the coaches we had in our team who were in the test group. So it helped that we were all like chomping at the bit for it to come out.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool. Okay. I love that. Anybody else want to share any success before we move on to lift 4? Everybody's like, no, get to freaking lift 4. Let's talk about it, right? Ha! I saw Justin post about it and I was like, okay, I love this. Are you guys loving the training in the back office? Or not, on the Beach by Chance page with Kim, with Kevin, really, laying it out for you. I think this is the thing, is we're trying to get very streamlined with how we are able to help you deliver the message in a very, a very structured way. And I love the fact that we're now saying, hey, don't lose the momentum with 2B, and obviously, encouraging the lift 4. So any of you have a great idea on how you're going to promote lift 4? Would love to hear. We'll sit here in silence. Don't you worry.
I'll go.
Okay, go.
Just with kind of what I've been thinking, I actually went live in my team page today and shared the newer announcements with the sneak peek that we're having on June 4th, and kind of laid out the dates. I think the VIP access is going to be good, but I also think that it's kind of makes things a little bit complicated as far as we have like so many dates to tell people as far as this sneak peek, and then when they can buy the challenge pack or VIP access, but you don't really get access to it yet. And now we have the before lift 4. So I went in there to kind of break everything down. And then I think really emphasizing to our teams that this is so perfect for the summer is going to be a great kind of approach. And also I have a lot of personal trainers on my team, and so and one of them's a CrossFit coach, so also targeting that market as far as I think it looks like it's going to be more like CrossFit style training, more so than any of our other workouts before. So I think we're going to get a really good, almost a new market of people.
For sure. You brought up a great point, though, the fact that it launches and then there's a good 30 days before they actually are able to try the program. So have you guys thought about, okay, what are we going to do to create engagement, excitement for those 3 weeks?
I can't turn my camera on, but I have some ideas.
Perfect.
So for 2B Mindset, our entire team did the whole process where we just did the text asking if you could lose weight, put this, put that, with the little emojis. And then from there, we opened up an event and used it as a sneak peek. So, and then depending on what they answered, we sent them back. I have it all scripted out and I can share it in the comments in here. It was actually shared from our upline. I think it came from the wall. But in there, depending on what emoji they share, there's a different message to send to them. And then in the event, I'm going to actually open it up on June 4th, and I'm going to kind of use that as a sneak peek event. So anybody that, as I post things on social media, anybody that likes or comments or shows engagement or interest, I'm going to put them into that sneak peek as kind of this holding place for them. So I can keep that excitement up, and because there is that long time, but then they can do the before lift 4, and then the week before the workouts actually come out, I'm going to start posting in that event and really pushing it to make sure everybody's signed up for when the workouts come out.
Ooh, that's good. That's really good. Okay. I love that you already have a really good game plan. And let's just keep on strategizing on this. I mean, I want you guys to feel like you're ahead of the game and ahead of the ball. And just a reminder, June 1st is on Friday. That's soon. So is there anything else? I love, Ashley, what you're saying. Jess loves the scripts. Before lift 4 workouts are going to be awesome. Yes, absolutely. 30-minute or less workouts for Boz so they can play with them, like the HIIT workouts. Ooh, those are good. What are you planning on doing in the holding place to keep the excitement? Yeah. So great question. What are you all going to do in that holding place to keep the excitement going? So obviously with the different workouts, is there anything else that you guys are thinking?
Oh, okay.
Jade, you're pretty structured. Have you thought about it yet? You're very structured, actually.
I haven't thought about it a ton yet. This last week was super busy. We had everyone here for our engagement party, so I'm trying to play catch up a little bit. But I don't know. I know that this program is going to be huge, so I'm spending the rest of this week kind of trying to strategize for that.
Okay, and you have plenty of time to make it happen. Thank you for saying that. There she is. Hi, Stace. and Stacy, if you want to chime in on any of this, basically we're talking about Lift 4, how we're going to create the engagement, the excitement for when we're able to purchase it, but then the launch obviously is not immediate. So if you have any ideas, please jump in on that. I mean, I will say this, obviously I will tell you right now, and I can say this, I'm being very biased, it's my favorite program we've ever launched, we've ever had. And I say that because just like what Jess Lanier was saying, was the fact that it will help. Basically anybody can do this program and still have their life, meaning like it is a 4-day-a-week program. I am still able to run 2 days per week. I take a full day off. Like you're able to structure this around what you like. And Joel even says that, go hiking, go biking. Like he's not saying, okay, go sit on the couch all day. No, he says do activities that you love to do and be active with your family. And what I'm noticing within the test group is the program is amazing. People are getting incredible results. But people are finding more structure with their family time, with, half an hour to 40 minute workouts at most. And they're just more engaged with the entire program and really figuring out what else they like outside of Beachbody. Some people have a really hard time with 6 and 7 day programs. I do, because I like to lift. I like to do other things. And so when I'm structured into that, I end up overtraining because I feel like I can't stop doing the other things that I love. So this will work really beautifully with that. Yes, Kim Fitzpatrick's video about this in the Beachbody Champs page was awesome. Summer coming, yes. Honestly, with summer, yes. Yes. That says in the group thread, it was too long to post in here. Nina, awesome. Thank you. So, oh yeah. Oh, that is a long baby. Oh, that's a long baby. Okay. I'm still scrolling. Okay, cool. So she sent you the whole script, all the way through step 6. That's really awesome. Thank you so much, Nina. So that's Live 4 in a nutshell. I feel like we always need to keep it on the forefront. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about 2B because I still want to hear your engagement, your excitement for it. I also want to ask you all as far as Jamie Shepard's call, like that was a great call. Would you all agree with me on that one? Like it was a good freaking call. So my question for you is, what was your biggest takeaway? What is something that you're really, utilizing that call with, or utilizing from that call? I would love to hear you all what your thoughts were.
I'll go.
Yeah. I was going to say, don't make me unmute you all, because I will. Go ahead, Teresa.
So for us, because Mark's watching these calls afterwards, even though he's working, he'll watch them afterwards. So we talk about it. The biggest takeaway was just working as a team, not just us working with our coaches, but me and him working as a team. So we're actually combining forces and doing everything together now. So we're going to do challenge groups together now. We did our webinars. So we used to have separate challenge group webinars. Now we've combined them. So we're focusing more on getting families involved. And it's funny because this is how we started. We started together, even though we may not have been doing like the same workouts or following the same plan, we were still doing this together. We were supporting each other at home. So then we would just have our challenge groups separately. And I don't know why it took us so long to kind of like realize that we shouldn't be doing that. So we're doing that together now, doing the challenge groups. We're going to do quarterly challenge groups. We haven't started yet, so we're going to figure out if that's going to work for us. But we're going to do that. And then when we bring people in, we're just going to have kind of like an email series, so we don't have to have like a prep week every month for the new people. So they'll get their they'll be able to prepare through the emails. But we have a podcast, or Mark has had a podcast for a long time. We're not doing that together. So we're kind of finding new people, and we're getting them excited because now they're not going to be doing this alone. They can do it with their spouse. They can do it with a family member. So it's kind of like we found like a new demographic in a sense. So we're really excited about that. But that's what we took from that call.
That's a big deal because you two have been very separate for so many years. So it's really cool that you're becoming streamlined and making that happen together. I love that. Okay, awesome. Ash, do you mind unmuting yourself and talking a little bit more to that? Do you mind?
No, not at all. So I started going live in my team page on whenever I struggle with something. So I had a big disconnect for a while about I don't want to show people that all we eat is vegetables. I want people to see the other stuff we eat and just not show the vegetables, even though I know I'm eating them, so that people think it's appealing. And it occurred to me, like, my job is not to show people what I eat to make them want to join me. My job is to get results so that they want to join me, and then I show them what I eat. Do it the other way around. And so I kind of started, that was something I told my team the other day, like, that's a big disconnect I've been having, is that I felt like my job needed to be to show appealing food. And no, my job is to show results and then show them the food. And so anyway, I've started going live whenever I realize I'm doing something that is tripping me up, so that they, number one, can hopefully learn from it so they don't trip up and they can see I'm not perfect. I struggle with stuff too. And then I don't know if Jamie called him this or if I just wrote in my notes, but I realized I have some cancer coaches that I just really don't like being around, and they kind of are energy vampires, for those of you who've read Energy Bus. And so I finally just gave myself permission that I can do mastermind groups with my coaches I like being around, and the ones that I think are going places, and the ones that lift me up. And I can take my time replying to the cancer coaches. I don't have to reply to everybody at the same time. Yeah, it's been good.
A frickin' man on that one. That's awesome. Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, what else? Yes, Stacy, go ahead. Oh,
can you hear me okay?
Now I can. Go.
Just a couple things. I don't know if you guys heard her say these words, but when she's like, when you think about leadership, just remember equipped and empowered. Equipped and empowered. Don't stress yourself out that you're not doing exactly everything perfect. You know, Scotty Hobbs always says, he's like, if you do if your coaches were doing what you were doing today, would you be happy about that? You know what I mean? Holding yourself accountable, equipping them. And then I love when she was like, if this is your healthy, happy space, whatever that looks like for you, that's my end goal for you. That's my goal for you. Diamond isn't, you know, whatever isn't. She's like, just healthy, happy. And I was like, oh, that's so freeing, because then that doesn't put any expectations on people. You know, it just lets them be free. And then I like how when she was talking about goals, like team goals, she was saying, are you open to joining me? Is anyone willing to come with me? I love how she questioned that part of it. Like, instead of, you know, again, just putting the expectation on them. And then I like how openly she talked about fear and about sitting with your dream and sitting with your vision and being quiet in it. And, you know, just like she was like, okay, well, if your bike isn't moving, it's going to be easier to topple over, you know, keep moving, take action. And I just loved all of her little things, because you can tell that she knows this in and out, like through and through her heart. And so to all of that, I could just speak for 30 minutes on what she said. Already listened to the call like halfway over again. So, okay, those are my biggest takeaways.
She had a ton of one-liners, though. Like, you just brought up a ton of them, but she does have a ton of one-liners. But I think this is the thing, is she's not perfect at it, but she's very confident in what she's doing. And so, you know, if you're struggling in an area, it's like borrow her confidence for a hot minute until you get your own. And I feel like that is one, you know, that's a call. Share with your coaches, share, you know, with whomever, because it is a big stinking deal. Can I take a moment and shout out, because I know we did this a little bit, but Holly and Kinsey, where did Kinsey go? Oh, she may have popped off. Oh, no, she's on my right. Sorry. Y'all kind of shuffle around. But they're both new coach, new 3-star diamonds in our group. So I know I put it in the chat thread, but just give them some loves, because it's so fun for newies to be here. So that was a tangent moment. But thank you for showing up. So is there anything else with Jamie's call that was very inspiring, very, you know, based on how many SE points the team earns, I'm going to give to a charity? Cool. She did say that too. I love that. Is there anything else with Jamie's calls or Jamie's call that was helpful, that gave you great insight? No? Yes. Ellen, go ahead, hon.
So, hi, sorry, I had my video off the whole, I was eating. Hi guys. So the thing that I took away from her call was, shouldering alone. You don't have to like do every single thing by yourself, especially when you know, are a leader in this business. And something that I've done through the last year or so is like feel like I need to do everything on my own, like on my team page, making the calendar, like hosting calls, like all these different things. And certain tasks like totally suck your energy. It's like I can't do everything and stay in phase one with my business. One of my takeaways was running the team page like a challenge group, which I totally don't do like at all. If my team page was like a challenge group, it would be honestly like one of the most boring challenge groups I've ever been a part of. And I had to really give myself a reality check on that. So I actually had a call with my leaders last night and went over some ideas to really integrate everything together so that they feel like they are part of like my actual team, and it's going to be like a hub and like a community that all of our new coaches that we're onboarding can invite to and feel really confident and excited about. So we're going to be coming together and having less of like, I'm going to start my own team page, and then I'm going to do this thing and then that thing, and then add people to like 5 different groups, because it doesn't work and it scares off a lot of our new coaches. So I have like a series of a few different posts that I'm going to start doing. And one of the things that I'm putting into action immediately is doing Supplement Saturday. I'm calling it that. And it's going to be a 6-week series where I'm talking about like what energizes and why it's NSF certified and all these different products that can really help boost volume in our business, but also like increase our knowledge base as a team, because there's so many different things that my team they just don't know about. Like, why should I have beach bars? Why do I need this thing? The Shakeology boost, everybody forgets about those. So that's one of the things that I'm going to put into action right away, and then have my leaders like come together on other types of content.
Very cool. But it puts it at the forefront, like you talking about it, because there's some things that you may not know, but you'll have to go research it. And I would just say the same thing, delegate it out too, allow others to find some research for you so that they have a hand in it. But that's really awesome. Very cool. I'm glad you're doing that. Awesome. Okay. So this is the truth bomb era. You ready? Okay. So I want to ask you, because we literally have only 4 weeks left or literally 4 weeks of calls left. And I want to know what it is that you're needing. Now we're going to talk about the Google Doc. We're going to talk about the winners. We're going to talk all about that, but I would love to hear, what is it that you are all needing before Summit? Because next week we're going to have a speaker. So I love that. But this is an open conversation. If I need to stop recording, I absolutely will, but I would just love to hear where you're at, what you're needing.
I'll go.
Yeah.
So I had a big goal for myself to break my SC record this month, which was 40, and I did it. But I was actually going to ask Jade this because I see your numbers are so high. But I would love to know, like, it's a great feeling, but at the same time, I feel like if I'm really focusing on that, I totally drop the ball in the other areas of keeping up with current people that I have. And I just don't know how to try and strive to continue to be a big recruiter, but at the same time, like, keep up with making sure all my challenge groups are high quality and that all my coaches are getting everything that I need to share with them. And I'm taking care of all of SC 36 from last month. I don't know. I haven't figured out how to juggle all of that yet while still not working 100 hours a week. So that would be helpful for me.
I was going to pull Deanna into this. So Jade, do you want to go since she called you out? And then I was going to pull Deanna because I still use Deanna's on this.
You're badass. So
yeah, sure, of course. So a lot of my things are very systemized to where I don't have to do a ton of like glued to my computer work. So like for my boot camp, for example, or my fitness challenge group, whatever we call it, I actually make those graphics at the end of the month and have them pre-scheduled for the whole month. And then the only thing I'm doing is I pop in and check in with my own like sweaty selfie or whatever to show that I am there. But it's all systemized so that they don't even know. I've had so many challengers to coach conversions and they're like, you weren't waking up at 4 a.m. posting that? Like, they have no clue. So that's how I kind of cover my boot camp and make it very simplified. For bringing on coaches, it's very similar. Like my new coach training is just a Facebook group. I utilize the units and they walk through it on their own, at their own pace. As soon as I have a specific amount of coaches and you can choose what number you want. Some coaches on my team will do like 5. As soon as you have like 5 new coaches, I open up a new coach chat and then I'm just kind of in there for them. So it makes it easy for me to communicate with them. I don't feel like I have to be in my team page all the time. If a new coach has a question, they can send it and likely another coach will answer. And then I just come in and I'm like, yep, that's totally right. Thank you for answering. And it takes a lot of the work away from me kind of, and it kind of builds that community as well so that they have other new coaches to lean on. I enjoy bigger chat boxes, so I kind of wait till, and because I recruit higher numbers, I do kind of wait until I have like 15 new coaches in there. And at that point, when I create the group, some coaches are like 2 weeks in, so they've already gone through their training, and that's kind of how they can help each other. So does that kind of help?
Sorry, yeah. On your boot camps that you run each month, do you do it through Facebook or through the app?
Yeah, I do everything through Facebook just because I like to go live. I do go live in there once a week so that I can remind them, like, take your progress photos. They hop on and ask questions if they have any. And I just kind of like that it's easy. I can send them a link through email. I don't have to go into the app and add them because I was like, so many people were sliding through the cracks for me and it was kind of hard for me to keep up on that. So I just like Facebook and most people have Facebook. So I use Facebook.
That's what I'm kind of switching back to too, because I've lost so much more momentum with just the app. This next month, I'm going to do both, but I'm basically just opening the app for people who want to track their stuff. I'm not posting in there at all. Mm-hmm. And hopefully.
In my Facebook group, I actually have posting abilities turned off, which sounds kind of weird, but I post in there every single day and they track their sweaty selfies, their nutrition, anything they want to share below that day's post. So it keeps it organized for me and I don't have to like scroll through a million pictures to see who is even active.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So there's a couple of questions on the right there for you, Miss Jade. Do you check in individually with people?
Individually with people, like coaches or challengers, I try to check in with both of them honestly once a week. So Sundays are actually like my busiest work day and I check in with everybody. Most of my clients at this point know that they're supposed to check in on Sundays, but if they don't, I just send like I actually like record a voice memo and send it to myself and then I forward it to all of them so that it's not me like talking and talking and talking. So I do that with my challengers. And then with my coaches, I make it a goal every day in my planner. I write it to connect with 3 to 5 of my coaches, whether they're new or old. I like to talk to my coaches so that I don't ever like kind of like lose connection with them. And then it at least shows them like I'm showing up for them. If they're not responding, that's kind of their own doing. And that's probably why they won't see success, but I always connect with a couple coaches. So I do connect with people individually. Any other questions?
I think that was it.
Okay.
But I think you had a big aha when they said turn off posting. Yes. And I will tell you, the majority of my coaches are doing exactly that. They are doing it through Facebook, using the app, just like what you were saying, Jess, as far as a tracking system and a tool for them, so that you can help keep them on track and you can see that. But unfortunately, with the limited capabilities, majority are doing it through Facebook. I would just say be very, very careful. And I say this because, have a backup plan or know who is in your groups. I've seen it plenty of times where Facebook goes and dissolves those groups and closes your account. Or, it has happened quite a bit in the last 60 days with about 3 of my really great leaders. And so I would just say be very, very, know who is in there, know your tracking system, that sort of thing. Because it is scary if you put everything out there in that platform and yet you have no other backup plan and something was to be taken away from you. Okay. So just putting that out there because I have seen it. Also, what was I going to say? Deanna, I want you to, because I love this. I always go back to Deanna when I'm here to help group 2017. That sounds like forever ago. But I love, you even said this, streamline and simplicity. Will you please just share a little bit more on that?
What I'm looking for now?
Yeah, because I remember, you hit your biggest SC goal last year, right? For that group is at this time. And I remember asking you, and your entire words, just like what Jess Lanier was saying, was like, I'm overwhelmed. Like, I don't know how to manage all that. So will you just give some detailed advice on that, please?
Yeah. So, I made a push and hit, I mean, for me, hitting, I think it was like 38 or 42 or something like that. That was big numbers for me, because I'd always been comfortable right at 10, working full time and all this stuff. And it was a push and it was exciting and it was fun, but it was overwhelming. It wasn't something that I could be consistent with, so it was like this big push, but then, I mean, it consumed my month. So kind of being okay with not having big numbers. I don't necessarily think that big numbers always equate to big success, because I think it really depends on the relationships, at least in my perspective. If I only hit 10, but out of the 5 people I'm helping, 3 of them are rock stars versus helping 20 people, and I can't really invest the time in them. So I find, just finding your own flow is really important. And I still struggle with it because I'm still working full time and, trying to figure everything. And honestly, like with the addition to like Instagram stories, that now I'm doing that and trying to learn Instagram and still being like uber confused by it because I'm such a Facebook girl. It gets overwhelming. And then it seems like there's more groups, and then there's so much information, because I think, at least for me, I love the information. I mean, there's such great information on the Beachbody Champions page, and I'm always implementing things that I'm learning. But then I feel like I'm spending so much more time on Beachbody, but I'm not very focused on where I need to be. Does that make sense?
For sure, your business isn't moving forward because you're taking in the information. And as a leader, you have to squash a lot of that information and just like literally hand feed to your newbies, or it can be so overwhelming. So no, beautifully said. And that's exactly it. I think the biggest thing here, Jess Lanier, I know, Jess, where'd you go? There you are. And Jess Olsen, you still haven't had your baby. How are you feeling? You okay? No.
I'm having contractions every day, like right now, actually.
Okay, well, don't go into labor. If you need help, let me know. She lives down the street. So literally, I'll pick you up on the way. But hey, so I think the biggest thing here, Jess Lanier, is just to find your numbers, find what is feasible. If people are falling through the cracks, find your system, find what's going to work. But it is okay. I mean, I will literally say my best 5 to 8 star diamonds are typically around SC20 to SC50. Like that is their golden number, but you have to find your number and what's going to continue to move your business forward, and for you to not feel the overwhelm of it. Right. So yeah, go ahead. You're going to mute yourself.
I was just going to say, I agree with that. And I think that maybe some of this comes with time and trial and error. Cause like I was thinking today of how I wanted to communicate this to my new coaches who see me hit, like I'm now at SC44, and I know they're going to be like I could never do that, but I feel like with time, as we hit SC5 and then we push ourselves to SC10 and then maybe SC12, and, as that goes on and our belief grows and maybe we figure things out. And just thinking of maybe a speaker for next time, I just would love to see more of how, like Jade, what you shared was really helpful. And more of like how people are able, because there's people who do it all the time, hit these high numbers, and they're able to continue to keep up with things. And I know that they're working hard, but I know there's also an easier way to do it, and a super complicated way to do it. So maybe, I don't know, more structure on what that maybe looks like. For sure.
No, that's a great one. I like that. And I think just remember this tagline, with your new coaches, like, yes, I'm going to help you help 3. We're going to help you to get Success Club. And then just encourage them. What I know is SC5, yes, that's the minimum. What I know is helping 5 people per month, SC10 will set you up for success now and in the future. It's going to move your business forward. And then from there, it's one of those numbers. You decide what's going to be your golden number. But I promise you this, it will always be helping 5+ people per month. If you can say something like that, because then you can set the expectation. I know it's going to help your business now. I know it's going to continue to help your business in the future. SC5, no, it won't. But if they haven't ever hit that, they need to get in the habit of hitting that first, of course. So I like that as far as the speaker goes. That's really, really, really great. Okay, cool. Okay, that was a good little conversation. So my question now for you is, what is not working on that doc as far as the Google Doc? And I ask this because the majority are not filling it out. So is it too overwhelming? Is it too much of a comparison game? Like, kind of talk to me, please. What's working? What isn't working? A good and a bad. Okay.
The good, really quick, sorry, Brittany, is Jade is amazing with her invites, and I'm totally going to step up my game. When I see Jade's numbers, I'm like, oh, I love it, especially when both kids are in school full-time next year. I'm so excited. So I'm just inspired by y'all. I think you guys are amazing. So thank you for that.
What isn't working?
Me checking my volume, putting that number in.
Okay.
And me, well, nothing really, just me needing to get moving a little bit more on some of those numbers. So it's good.
Okay. I just suck at documenting it. Really, that's what it comes down to. I mean, this is just a documenting tool for you to see where you are at. You know, if it gets to the point where it's like, I can't update them in there, I can't look at anybody else's. Okay, awesome. Send them to me. Like, you just have to find a rhythm with your business that's going to work. You know, when I'm looking back, I will tell you my 4 winners right now. So I have 4. I didn't know how many winners I was going to have until I started checking it. But what I've noticed is Alicia, Jess Lanier, Teresa, and Stacy have updated them every single week. Okay, I didn't look at individual what those numbers were, but I'm noticing that they are putting them in there. And, you know, even if it's a 0, even if it's like whatever it is, you're putting your numbers in there. And so each of you will get a very fun prize. So message me once you're done with this call, and I'll send you a little swag prize from the Utah Prize Closet. But I want to make it fun. I want to make it, you know, so one thing you will know as a mentor, as a leader, I encourage your constructive criticism back. What isn't working? Why not? Right? And I just want to set a reminder, like, it isn't a comparison game, put on your blinders, but most importantly, you need to find a way that you are tracking your business, because the most beautiful thing is you can go back a year from now and be like, what was I doing a year ago that was really working? Oh my gosh, my invites were on fire. I'm not doing that now. Okay, I know what I need to implement. You know, because if not, you're kind of just shooting a breeze. Like, it's kind of like an income post, right? If you don't ever post it, if you don't ever track it, you don't know the progression of it. It's like, oh, my business stinks. It's like, okay, well, where were you last year? I was doing da-da-da-da. And this year I'm so far increased. Okay, well, to me, that's not sucking business. That's flipping doing awesome, right? But you don't know without the tracking of it. Okay. I need to just add it to my calendar. Yes, for sure. I will continue to remind. I will tell you one thing. I have a hard time at micromanaging. I just expect it to get done. Like, I will tell you, I'll put it out there. I expect it to get done because I am that type A, like, okay, reminder. So set a reminder, however it is, you know, for you to do so. Like I said, if it becomes too hard, send me an individual message. I would love just to see your numbers. Okay. And it is not a comparison game. It's also a way for me to help you as a mentor. If I'm seeing, you know, one individual thing that I'm like, oh, okay, that's one thing that we could work on. Awesome. Like, I will absolutely call that out. Okay. What else? Okay. So next time, Jess L, you did say that. What else are we wanting as far as speakers go? Because we literally only have 3 weeks left minus Summit. We have, Daph set up a speaker, Rachel. Daphne, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Everybody keeps shifting. And so that will be the end of the month. Okay, so we literally, I'll use this finger because if not, I would be flipping you off. We only have 1 week for one other speaker. So is it SC numbers? How do they manage it? Like, is that the topic in conjunction with what? Talk to me, Goose. Meh.
I'll go.
Yeah, please.
I would love to know coaches who are super efficient with a little bit of time. So I know a lot of us are parents, and maybe our kids are coming home for the summer and we're going, oh my gosh, how am I going to go from having all this time to work my business to like no time? Yeah. And I don't want the momentum to crash, but I also don't want to, you know, obviously neglect my kids behind my phone. So I would love to know coaches who don't have a lot of time and how they have really streamlined their business to be really effective in a little bit of time. Because I think it's awesome when you see like top coaches, but they do this full time and they're working 8-hour plus a days, or maybe they and their spouse are working and their assistant, and you're like, I don't, like, that's not where I am right now in my life. So how can you be really effective with only a little bit of time?
For sure. Daphne, go ahead.
When Sarah Lenore was on the National Wake Up Call, I think it was in April, she talked about that. I mean, she's this full-time stay at home, and I think one of her daughters goes to kindergarten, but she has a little boy at home full-time. And she talks about like how she has her set business hours. She does have a nanny come in, you know, a certain amount of hours and days for the week. And she puts her blinders on like as if she is away. She's like, I turn everything off. Like, they know not to bother me during this set time. So she had a really,
which call was that?
Sarah Lenore on the National Wake Up Call. And it was like the middle of April. I think.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. I think it's the golden question right now, because all of us have summer, right? And either kids are at home or you have a lot more extra time on your plate. And it always worries me when I have a lot of teachers that end up teaching and then they decide to quit full-time teaching and then they're doing this full-time. And it makes me nervous because as soon as you start investing, it reminds me actually of Ashley Molstead when she was an exec at Nike and she was doing this job, Beachbody coaching, and then being an exec and became 5-star Diamond Elite. Like, she found her system and only worked a couple of hours a day and made it work, right? Then all of a sudden you give somebody 8 to 12 hours and they're like, oh, I got this in the bag. I'm going to triple everything. And then all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, like it's not effective time. So, but I think that's still a great topic. I love that you said that too. I will combine these two. I will find somebody that's both of these. How does that sound? So they can speak a little bit more to it, but I would really suggest going to listen to Sarah's, because that one was really, really, really good. And then of course the SC numbers, how to kind of manage all of that. So that's really good. Okay. Awesome. I will, you 4 little winners, please message me and also message me your thoughts on anything else. Candid conversation. I love, love, love it. And of course, I would love to be able to, service you in any way possible for Summit. Summit's going to come here really, really, really quick. And then we are going to have probably bigger visions, bigger dreams, bigger goals that we're pushing towards by the end of the year, right? It happens every single time. So if you need me beforehand, utilize me. Do not hesitate to reach out. I always say that. Open door. Also, I had a call. I actually had Christy Silva. She's really, really, really great. And she spoke on my other 3- and 4-star Diamond call yesterday. And I'm going to send that one over. And I know I keep on sending all these over and your guys are like, holy crap, content. If you get a moment, watch it. It's really, really great on overcoming limiting beliefs, how she structures her day, et cetera, et cetera. So that one's also a really good one. So I'll send that over. Other than that, anything else? No. Yeah.
I'll go again really quick. I had one more.
Yeah, go.
One more thought. Since we have so many new programs right now, right? Like we all, I'm sure, are still obsessed with 80-day obsession, and then 2B mindset, and now Lift 4. And it's like, how do you market all of these on social media without people being like, WTF is going on? Like, there's like, how are you talking about like so many things without giving people whiplash?
Ooh, so, unmute yourself. Please speak to Alicia. Great question. What are you doing? One of you has something.
I think it's hard.
I want to talk about all of them because they're all amazing for different reasons, but I don't want people to be like, here's a massive list of things you can choose from.
What about you, Ash? I'm going to call you out. Jess, go ahead. Keep going.
I was just going to say, for anyone who has a website, I think this might be a cool opportunity to kind of break down, or maybe integrate this into, if anyone has a Google form that they have people fill out or an application, you have those targeted questions in there to see if what would be good for them, and maybe use this to your advantage, that you have so much to offer people, but you offer as a coach a custom recommendation depending on what they need, since we know that there's, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
No, I love that. I feel like you could also do that on any type of social media. Continue promoting what worked for you. If you had amazing results with 80-day, continue with 2B, and then obviously Live 4. I want to hear from you, Ash. Do you mind? I'm going to unmute you since you have your big puppy on your lap. Oh, are we?
So honestly, my thoughts on it, and not everything is going to appeal to everyone. So it's the way you talk about it will help you find the right market for it, because it's really showing me with 2B that I'm talking about how exercise is extra credit. I have hundreds of people who have never commented on any challenge group invite ever before because they're not interested in exercise. They're interested in working on their nutrition and doing something that their family can do too. So it's appealing to a whole different market, where I am not a hiker, biker, go outside kind of person. I'm trying to work on that. But so when I market for Lift 4 that you only exercise 4 days a week for 30 minutes, and then you're encouraged to hike or bike or CrossFit or whatever, and if that sounds like you, let me know. I bet you that's going to get a whole new market of people too, because people think I work out for an hour a day inside my house. And when I'm sharing that, it's only 30 minutes, and then you can totally do something else, and it's only so I think it's all in how you phrase them, that it will show you who the market for it is, and then just keep really good lists so you know who's interested in what, so that you're not saying, if you want to work out for an hour a day and feel like you're dying and using bands that make you feel like you're going to punch things, then message me. And if you don't want to work out, you should message me. And if you want to work out 4 days a week for 30 minutes and then you can hike, message me. Like, people will be like, what are you doing? But if everything is targeted, that you do a post specifically about nutrition, that, this is my meal, I just ate this, my whole family ate this is a family friendly thing, it's on plan, or I went to a restaurant, or I have a grocery list with a 30-minute video that teaches you how to grocery shop on a budget and order healthy things. If you want more information about this, message me. And then 3 days later, it can be, I just worked out outside because my nutrition plan or my exercise program I'm following only requires me to work out 4 days a week. If you want to be able to only work out 4 days a week for 30 minutes, So, and then you just keep lists of who's interested. That's what I've been doing. So
It's good. I like it. Anything else with that? That was a great topic though, Jess. Anybody else?
I have a question. I don't know if this would necessarily be a full-blown call, but I'm wondering if does anybody do live power hours like regularly with their team, like on Zoom? Because part of me is like, maybe I should do that and it would help my team. And part of me is like, if they're not doing their power hour, I don't need to structure my day around a time, like I have home life too, that I get in my power hour in pockets. So me setting up an hour to be sitting at my computer dedicated is like nothing. So I don't know that I want to do live power, like go through all that stuff to structure my day around something to help my team if it's not even going to really benefit them.
For sure. I would say do what's best for you. That's what Jess said. I will say this. My 5 days or diamonds absolutely do it now and again. Meaning I have some that are very streamlined that are doing it. And because this is the thing is if you say power hour, this is what it means. The majority of people are not doing the power hour correctly. Okay. Scrolling, whatever. I think it's teaching that system of, okay, 15 minutes, we're doing inviting. Okay. 15 minutes, we're doing a follow-up. Okay. 15 minutes, we're doing this. And it's teaching that. But what some of my leaders have been really, really great at is, hey, going live in an hour where I'm going to do my power hour. Who wants to jump on? So it's not a set time. It's literally like you're putting it in your team page. If they want to pop on, cool. If they don't, cool. But with your newbies, I would say set a specific time and get them on there and just get them, 2-3 times. Okay, this is what you're going to be doing. Because too often we hand them the reins and we don't give them the tools on how to make it great. And so I would say if you're like, oh, their messaging is just kind of off. Well, what are they saying? Like, what is their script that they're saying? What is it coming back? How can you help them? So power half hours. Yes, we do them toward the end of the month to push SC and we lead them through what they should be doing. Awesome. Jade, will you unmute yourself and talk a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, so after like the 15th of the month, for anyone that's not in Success Club, we make a post and it's like, if you're not in Success Club, but you're pushing for Success Club, and we kind of list who already has points, like we tag them. We tell them that we're going to do a live power half hour. We do the half hour. And basically it's me, my upline, and the other 2-star plus diamond coach on our team. And we all hop on together and we kind of just walk them through exactly what we do. So we always make a little list beforehand so that we know what we're going off of. But we say like, okay, now we are going to do this. And we like have them invite. And then now we're going to like respond to people that were commenting or liking our post. And we give them like 5 to 10 minutes in between each task so that they can actually do it. Normally we play music, so it's just not awkward silence, but it seems to work really well. And I think it does show those newer coaches that pop on that, oh, it doesn't have to be like super overwhelming. It can be fun and I can like sit down and just do these things. So it seems to work really well. We don't do it like every single week, but probably like 1 to 2 times towards the end of every month.
Ash, do that. I love, love, love that. Very cool. And you can see who's still wanting to push towards the end of the month. Ooh, that's good. Thank you, Jade.
Jade, I'm going to ask one more thing. What time of day do you guys do them? Because I run into a lot of the leaders in my team were stay-home moms. So we prefer to do things like right now while husbands are at work and kids are napping or outside playing or whatever, where a lot of my up-and-comers are working. And so they're frustrated that we do things in the middle of the day, but life by design, I do not want to work at night. So I'm struggling with trying to help my up-and-comers and not pissing off my husband.
Right. It's something that I feel like so many of us struggle with. So like a lot of the leaders on my team are either stay-at-home moms or have now started doing this full time. So it's the same thing. For team calls and stuff, we have transitioned them to middle of the day. And that's how it was when I started as a new coach. And I remember thinking like, I can't wait to be on those calls live. So I don't think it's bad. I think it should inspire those that want to do this full time to work harder. But for the power hours, I do tend to do them in the evening. Normally I do them at like 5 p.m. my time. And I think we're all in the same time zone, right? So 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time seems to work well across the board. And that's just kind of what I do. It is only 30 minutes. I know it's kind of frustrating. I always dread evening calls because I've worked all day. But I think because most of them have full-time jobs or other things going on, I tend to see more people hop on.
I'm just reading all these messages. Yep. And I feel like it's also, maybe you do one week and your leader does one the next week. Like, you don't have to do it every single time, Ash. Like, get your other leaders to pop on and do it. And if you're really have a big push towards the end of the month, maybe you do one on Tuesday and the other one does one on Thursday. Like, like kind of structuring it, but that would be a perfect form of delegation right there. Ooh, when was that video? Stace, watching Keisha and Breeze and Chemmy's page to teach Power Pockets. Oh, so just to go into the Champs page, search it, put in her name, and it will pull up. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, good call today, ladies. I can say that because Mr. Justin did jump off. But I'm excited. I'm excited to really push the next 4 weeks with you. I'm excited for what you're working towards by Summit. And then, of course, to hear what really drives you towards the end of the year. We have plenty of time when we get done with Summit. The beautiful thing with it being in June, we have a full, 5 months, July, August, September, October, November, 6 months to really push towards it. Okay. So let me know what you need. Thank you for your time today. If you have any other feedback, please just send me a message, but I appreciate every single one of you for showing up today, and I will talk to you soon. Okay. Bye, ladies.